How's it going, everybody? I wanted to make this quick video to highlight the issue currently going on with Spotify and podcasting. So if you have a podcast that's on Spotify and you haven't been getting downloads for the past couple days, it's currently Sunday, September, 25th. And from Friday, the 23rd, Spotify has not been registering downloads. So let me show you here, see if I can flip this camera over. So you can see here, right at the bottom, this, if I pull it up here, there's only 1,000 downloads for Friday, and then it just stopped. So there's just been this complete drop off. You can see there's an error. Followers are back, so that was actually at 0 before. So maybe they're starting to get that fixed. Yeah, so that's definitely an issue that's been going on. The only downloads that have been registering for me are through all the other platforms. So that would be like iTunes, Google, Amazon. So it's nice to have those, but that has certainly hurt. So if you use Anchor and you have the Anchor sponsorship, it's not registering half. This has happened before, so don't worry. This has definitely happened before, and usually they fix it, your downloads show back up, and any money that you would have made goes back into your account. Now, there's no way to know how accurate it is when it gets it back. In fact, most times that's happened, it has been a lower week for me, but there's not really anything I can do about it. So, I just keep moving forward. And that's what brings me to this next point. This YouTube channel is kind of turned into how to start a podcast type channel, but that's not what I do. I'm not one of those people that teach people how to do podcasts, how to do how to build your podcasting thing, because I don't see myself as an expert yet. I'm just somebody that's in the process. But this next piece I think is going to be really important if you want to know how to be successful in building your podcast or whatever it is. And so as I started my podcast, I really started diving in, and this is because of the nature of the podcast. So it's the Positive Mindset Podcast. You can check it out. It's to help people build their mindset and really change their perspective on life. And so when I started out, I got laid off it's been a little over 2 years ago, and I realized what I loved most about my job, and it was coaching. So I kind of started a podcast along those lines and just kept moving forward with it. But through that, I was coaching myself and really discovered what was really important to me, who I want to be, and the impact that I want to make. And that's what made me decide to do this YouTube channel the way that I'm doing it. You see, I'm not an expert podcaster. In fact, I'm not even close to being an expert podcaster, and there's probably a lot of other content out there that could be more helpful. But I do know some stuff about it, and I figured I could share this because I do want to grow a YouTube channel. I like the video aspect. I love talking to people, and I want to share parts of my journey because it ties in to my why, which is to help people raise their vibration, or whatever you want to call it, raise your perspective, be in a more positive mindset, which to me, a positive mindset is a, perspective. It's not about just being happy all the time. It's being able to see the larger perspective of things and be at peace inside. And so, I made this YouTube channel. I'll make it on other content, as I grow other businesses or just share parts of my life. It's going to have all of that combined, but my why is hopefully what conveys through. And I won't always say what my why is on this like I do on the podcast. It's what helps me stay energized to continue to do it. And so if you connect to your why when it comes to whether it's making a YouTube channel, podcast, or whatever it is, you'll find more energy to persist when you're not getting the downloads, when you're not getting the feedback, when you're not making the money, or even once you start. That energy to persist is what's going to be the difference between you and somebody else. If you just look for an opportunity or a niche that makes the most money or gets the most downloads, you probably won't be successful long term. Not saying that you won't be, but you're probably not going to have the joy in your heart as you do it, and it's going to feel like a chore every single time. Even though this is subjects that I love, my podcast, which I'm about to record another one right now, I love the subject matter that I work on. Even then, sometimes it feels like work. Even then, sometimes I don't want to do it. But because I have that why, I'm able to persist and, be successful at it. Whatever level of success it is, I guess that it depends who you compare it to. But it's been growing, I get almost 80,000 downloads a week. And so that means 80,000 individuals. Well, I guess people listen multiple times. So about 26,000 individuals tune in, every day or every other day and share a message with me. And so that's really powerful. And so that's what keeps me excited, and that's what keeps me going. So for you, try to find your why on what it is, and it may change over time. You know, it might evolve. You might learn different things about yourself or what you love. But when you find that why, you will be able to continue when it's hard. You'll be able to move forward when it's difficult. And I think the best part is the connection that you'll make with your audience will be a powerful one that fuels you. There's so many YouTube channels that I watch where I'm not really that interested in the subject matter. There's one in particular, it's a car channel that I watch, and I've been following this guy when he first started. I remember seeing his first video. You know, he bought this car, he was like 17 or 18, and you know, I just happened to stumble across it on YouTube, but it was him that I enjoyed, like his presence and, you know, the way he presented the content. I'm not really a car guy. I mean, I like cars and they're interesting, but I'm definitely not a car person that looks at them all the time and, you know, gets super excited. I do enjoy nice cars, but it was him, and you kind of learn about their personality, what they're interested in, their why on what they do. And so that's what tunes me in each time. It's really not to find out what car thing is going on. And there's other channels where that's the same thing. And so it's going to be true for you. People will really connect and stick with you because of the why, not because you're the smartest, because you have the latest technology or all those things. Like, those will be good as long as you have them, but it's really hard to compete to always be the fastest, always be the smartest, always be, you know, the newest on something. You can do that, but I think that's probably pretty difficult, especially if you're starting from zero, competing against people that have, you know, a lot of money to do research and high production value. But your why is what keeps bringing people back. I think it's what will convince people to invest in you, whether it's their time, you know, to watch an episode or to support you through things like Patreon or, you know, whatever systems you set up, or even buying products from you. It's the why that they'll do it. And, you know, companies do this. You know, you can find all kind of company business about that. But they're like trying to reverse engineer, right? Like, they want a product and then they want to develop a why that people get into a lot of times, unless it's like the founder leading it. But you are the founder of your YouTube channel. You are the founder of your podcast. You're the founder of your life experience. So spend some time on that why. Have it written down somewhere. It will change over time, and that's okay. But just have something that you're guiding, like North Star. And when you stick with that and you speak truthfully through that, over time, it will just resonate with more people. So if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, hopefully Spotify gets its stuff together so we can start counting those numbers again and have a great week together. Please subscribe and like the video, and stay tuned for the next one.